Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back. Sorry about my raspy voice. Those of you older, I think, sound like Andy Devine. This is from April this year, but I think it's even more current now, so to speak. It's the subject of restaurants and small businesses. New York City restaurant owner can't find reliable workers due to government handouts. A partner worries staffing issue become worse as restaurants in New York City reach full capacity. Now, this was in April. It's 10 times worse now. I was just watching I believe it was a Timcast episode where he drove. It was about 45 minutes from his house to a diner, and they had to wait over an hour to get all their food. It was about 8 people in their party, and there was only one waitress and one line cook. And he thought maybe he might not go back. I might suggest to those people like Tim that have thought about that. And he said he tipped the waitress really well because she was working hard. He or she, doesn't matter. And the thing of it is, he thought to himself, well, we go out to eat again in a group. We're going to have an how about going there because of the long wait. Let me try to make a different point of view. I would go there on purpose again and again and again. Reason being that those people that were working there could have been home sitting on their ass like most people and collecting free money. And they're giving out this free money to basically destroy the economy. And I don't know why they want to destroy so many small businesses. Some people call it the Great Reset. Some just call it pure stupidity. Those that are out there working and you're going to the restaurant or their business, if it's allowed, tip them. Tip them more than you normally would. And make a point to say to them, by the way, I normally wouldn't give this big of a tip, but since you were, I'll call it patriotic enough to work and not go home and sit on your ass, I think they should be rewarded. And I think you should tell them that. It's amazing. Money that stimulus checks have extended unemployment insurance and have made it challenging to find qualified workers because they don't have to come back to work. Now, many states have stopped the extra unemployment. Oh, gosh, I think it's like 30 states. So their economies are all coming back, booming. Florida's a perfect example. This gentleman owns the restaurant Stress down in Cavuto. This has been difficult to find reliable, qualified staff to work at his New York City restaurant during the coronavirus epidemic due to government handouts or because, he said, many workers moved to Florida where the economy has fully reopened. I lost half of my staff to Florida, he said. Now, this is in April. It's a lot better now. In fact, I saw somebody, I think it was, might have even been on Tim Pool's Timcast IRL show at night. They had a t-shirt on, Make America Florida Again or something like that. Make America Florida, that's what it was. Because they're doing it right. They do what they could as far as governments go. Their coronavirus deaths and spikes and all those statistics are no worse than anybody else's. And believe me, Florida's got tons of people in it. It's not some like Montana where there's only like 3 people per 10 square miles or some nonsense. It's pretty packed cities there. And they seem to do okay. So it does matter who your governor is. And this is part of, I think, in a way, indirectly, the founders' thinking that states or independent states in the states are the ones that created the federal government, not vice versa. And the states compete with each other. And I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. In this case, Florida, Texas, many other ones, they don't have the draconian lockdowns, are drawing workers away from deep blue, draconian lockdown governors. And that's the way it should be. And I feel bad for this guy. It's not his fault. I lost some of my staff, some good people that relocated or some were afraid to go out because of the pandemic. So it's very difficult to find people, and my partners and I are filling in the gaps. But now, when we open full capacity, I wonder if this crisis is going to be increasing. This was in April. It's 10 times worse now. The National Restaurant Association know that according to preliminary data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, eating and drinking establishments added 175 plus thousand jobs in March on a seasonally adjusted basis. However, unemployment is still at 1.8 million jobs below pre-pandemic levels. Yeah, because they're sitting on their ass. Right now you have people that apply, and then when the time comes for them to show up to work or be interviewed, they don't show up or work and they quit, he said. How do you expect someone, if they're being paid $1,400 a week, plus the unemployment insurance, to want to come back to work? It's very difficult. He's pointing out that he and his employees have been working overtime to fill in the blanks. It's not easy, he stressed. New York Post reported that out-of-work employees in New York can receive $805 a week between New York State unemployment benefits and the federal pandemic unemployment compensation. The unemployment rate is 8.5% as of March, which is above the national average. Now, I picked this out even though this is an April date because it's escalating. It's 10 times worse. I just did a trip through a little bit of the South. West Virginia, Western Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, Central Tennessee, then swung back around through Virginia to Virginia Beach and back here to upstate New York where I live. And if you got a CDL license, and especially for young guys out there and young girls out there that don't, not married or don't have any small kids or not tied down where they're at, you can make a boatload of money with a CDL license. And those of you that are thinking about getting into it, instead of running up all those freaking college, 50, 60 grand you're going to be paying the rest of your life in college, try to scrape together some money or get a loan if you can to go to, we'll say in this case, go to truck and driving school and get a CDL license. And there's many other professions out there as well. Go to a trade school. I'm telling you, that's where the money is. You take that money, especially the young guys, young women without any responsibility, i.e. children or single, you can stash a whole ton of money, just a ton of it, and get a house and be well ahead of your people of your age group that wasted 4 years in college and ran up $60,000-$70,000 college bills. They say the Great Reset. All right, trick them. Trick them. Go into construction, electrical, truck drivers, you name it. There's a ton of stuff you can do that makes really good money, and you're going to get a 2 or 3 year jump on the people you went to high school with as far as stashing away money, investing it. And when you come out at 30 years old, you're going to be way better off than them. The hell with a college diploma. Unless it's something really specific. These general liberal arts degrees are freaking worthless. As Ben Shapiro kids around with, your degree in lesbian dance theory isn't really worth that much on the open market. And as you're seeing, these people can make some money. It's an opportunity. Yes, crises hurt people. Crises hurt business. And it's usually a negative effect on the economy. But for some percentages of the people out there during a pandemic or a crisis, there's money to be made. Be smart. Look at the options and take the one that's best for you. And it all comes down to one thing. Government handouts. Government, again, is screwing everything up. They call it capitalism here in the United States, and it's really not. Capitalism is a word that Karl Marx invented. What we have here in the United States is free enterprise. And at every given opportunity, the deep blue states and their governors and their legislatures and Washington, D.C. currently, who is in charge and in power, is doing everything in his power to screw up that. To screw up every business transaction you possibly can, to put a monkey wrench in the entire economy. Take free enterprise and throw it in the garbage. We can go back and forth on why they're doing that. Some think it's just plain old stupidity, or their ideology sucks. They just don't know it. And others think they're doing it on purpose to wreck the economy of the United States for whatever reasons. Either way, it comes out badly. So, folks, don't pay any attention, especially if you're younger. I know it's tempting to sit around, make $500, $600, $700, $800 a week, but sit around playing video games with your friends and getting paid. But look at the long term. You could get a CDL license, and you could have $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 stashed in the bank in a couple of years if you work hard. It's not an outrageous amount. You can do it, maybe 3 years. Take that money and invest it and let it grow and keep working. You might be able to retire when you're 50. While all of your friends will take 20 years to pay off their college loans, you'll have a house that's paid for in a decent area, in a decent state, and decent income. And you'll be 50, 52 years old, and you can decide what you want to do with the rest of your life because you'll be financially stable. This is still the country who works the hardest gets the biggest return. But work smarter, not harder. And those of you in the restaurant business that are still working when you get home and sit on your ass, I salute you. And I encourage everyone that are out in restaurants, no matter if it's New York City or wherever it is, especially in the draconian blue states like I am in New York, to tip these people. But make sure, though, you tell them we're giving you this extra money is because we honor your work ethic. And you're not home sitting on your ass with your friends playing video games or whatever, or hanging around the pool. We're giving you this extra money because we honor your commitment. And until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.